Last week, I said we were 8 weeks out from the next novel and basically nothing was ready. Good news, the entire logjam broke. Bad news, this is why indie publishing makes people cry. Also, yes, we're doing the full official cover reveal today. Quick recap for anyone who didn't see last week's video. We were 8 weeks out, no final interior, no final cover. Nothing could go to the printer. Why? Because everything depended on final page count, and final page count depended on the formatter, who was waiting on Wayne, who was finalizing front and back matter. Which meant we couldn't confirm spine width, so no final cover, no PCIP block, no LCCN, no interior approval, and no printer upload. This wasn't a delay, this was a full workflow block. And then, beautifully, Monday happened. Said no one ever until now. Literally minutes after last week's video went live, everything unlocked. Front matter, done. Back matter, done. Formatter, off to the races. We finally got the final page count. 287, by the way, which meant spine width locked, cover dimensions finalized, printer specs confirmed, LCCN and PCIP could be done, and suddenly, miraculously, everyone could do their jobs again. It's amazing how that works. So here's what happened basically all at once. Interior files prepped and queued for the printer, final cover assembled, printer got almost everything they need. We were still just waiting on PCIP info to come back for the copyright page, but that actually came in while I was writing the script for this video. And PCIP, by the way, is one of those publishing things no one really talks about, but it can stall a book at the finish line if you're doing everything that a traditional publisher would do. So that's fun. Now, this is my print nerd moment for a second here. Once the cover was finalized, we could finally prep the spot gloss and emboss layers. Quick explanation if you're not a printer, these aren't colors, they're instructions. A spot color in this case is like a special extra color outside the usual spectrum. It literally just tells the printer, put gloss here, emboss this part, leave this matte. So the file essentially has extra layers represented by special colors that only the press reads. If you're in Photoshop, this is what spot channels are. But these have to be done in Illustrator because they need to be vectored paths that a machine can cut. Cutting a special blanket on the press that applies gloss coating only in the designated areas, and cutting a metal block to the exact shape to be embossed, which is called an embossing die. So we got those files locked and delivered, which means the physical book has officially had its glow up. And now that you've sat through me being a nerd for a moment, it's time for the official cover reveal. I'm gonna take you over to Wayne for that.
Hey everyone, Wayne D. Kramer here. Before we show you the final cover, you've already seen the sketches. You've seen the in-progress versions. Here they are once again. We had the initial sketch, the lush concept, the nighttime rework, and now this. This is the finished, print-ready, final cover. Notice the focus on 3 key characters struggling toward an ominous structure. Notice the character on the back, an anthropod kangaroo named Freya, who's sure to be a new fan favorite. This cover tells a story, and that's ultimately what we were going for. This is the version going to print. This is the version we'll have at Lexington Comic-Con in Lexington, Kentucky at the end of March. This is the version people are going to pick up and go, "Ah, okay." So, there you go. As awesome as the cover is, I believe you'll love the story inside even more. May the light become you, my friends. And now, back to Jacob.
Thanks, Wayne. It's a great cover that screams fantasy. And speaking of fantasy, if you love big adventures, unforgettable characters, and magic that feels alive, you've got to check out the Heroes of Time series. It starts with the healer. Meet Fulgur Geth, a healer gifted with powers of magnetism and cursed with the worst luck in the world. Shunned, hunted, and pulled into a conflict far bigger than himself, Fulgur learns that healing bodies is easy compared to healing souls. Then comes Spiritual Guide. After tragedy strikes, Fulgur refuses to abandon the friend everyone else has given up on. curses spread, shadows whisper, and to save the people he loves, Fulgur must walk straight into the darkness, even if he doesn't walk back out. Next is Murdoch's Choice, where Captain Zale the Gale Murdoch takes on a dangerous job at sea, chasing a legendary artifact while trying to protect his crew, his family, and his own conscience. And in Murdoch's Shadow, the cost of those choices comes due. Darkness returns, loyalties are tested, and survival itself is no longer guaranteed. If you want character-driven, epic fantasy, hard moral choices, and a world that doesn't let its heroes off easy, this is your next obsession. Check out shop.heroesoftime.com and use promo code IndieAuthorAssistant for 15% off anything that isn't an already discounted bundle. Plus, you get free shipping on any order over $25. So now that the cover is finalized, that means we can fully enter con prep mode, which means we designed mini art prints that come free with every physical book purchase at the convention. The back includes a link to the ebook version. Those are ordered and actually just got delivered right before I started recording this. We're also loading Penny Pangolin plushies into the system. Yes, plural, because apparently we enjoy logistics. Now, if you're an aspiring author watching this, just know indie publishing isn't slow because things are inefficient or people are lazy. It's slow because if you go through all the steps a traditional publisher takes, dependencies start stacking up. One missing number can freeze up design, printing, metadata, distribution, marketing, and then when it unlocks, everything moves at once, which is exactly what just happened. So, the files are real, the cover is done, the printer has been fed, the book finally is real. Lexington Comic-Con is looking very doable. Next update, we'll talk direct sales, and that means basically anything besides Amazon and distributors, Shopify, conventions, and weirdly enough, grocery stores. Until then, welcome to indie publishing, where nothing happens until it all happens at once. If you enjoyed this cover reveal and you want to know more as this book launches and our business grows, you know what to do. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to check out the Heroes of Time novels at the link down below.